Kenta's shoes pounded against the flooded street as the rain poured. The bus should have left by now, but it hadn't.
11:46. She waited again. Why does she always wait?
2 months ago, the first time it happened, he'd sprinted to the stop expecting to find it empty. Instead, the doors hissed open. The stern driver had just waited without a word. Tonight was no different. He stumbled up the steps, lungs burning, and the driver still waited.
Am I imagining this? Does she really wait for me? Or is it just coincidence?
His coworkers always said the last bus never waited for anyone. He glanced at his watch, 11:46. Exactly 6 minutes past schedule. The driver never turned around, never offered an explanation. But the bus hadn't moved.
Why me? What does she see in a stranger?
At 11 p.m., Kenta clocked out of the 24-hour convenience store, his tired feet carrying him into the cold, empty night.
The driver's face flickers in my mind. Not a smile, not a word, just those amber eyes.
Every night, the last bus. Every night, the same driver with the amber eyes. And every night, he arrived exactly 5 minutes late. His coworker had laughed when he mentioned it, insisting the last bus never waited for anyone.
But I've seen it wait. I've counted the minutes. She always waits.
From that night, Kenta began tracking the seconds. 11:40 came and went. The bus didn't move.
5 minutes. Every single night. No exceptions.
He tested it by walking slowly, by arriving early. The result never changed.
It's not coincidence. She's waiting for me.
A prickling sensation crept up his spine. He was no longer just a passenger. He was being watched, measured. The next night, Kenta arrived 20 minutes early and ducked behind a pillar to watch.
The bus is here, but the doors are shut. She's not leaving, but she's not opening them.
A man in a flapping coat sprinted toward the stop, but the bus pulled away, leaving him panting in the rain.
She didn't wait for him. It's not a schedule quirk. She only waits for me.
Heart pounding, he stepped out of the shadows. The moment he approached, the doors hissed open.
Her eyes, in the rearview mirror, tracked every step I took.
The driver's gaze was not casual. It was probing, almost desperate.
Why me? What does she see when she looks at me? I have to ask her. I have to know.
Tomorrow, he would break the silence and demand an answer. Kenta stepped onto the bus, his question already formed. The door closed behind him with a hiss.
Why do you always wait past the schedule for me?
It's my job to make sure passengers get home, nothing more.
But you wait past the schedule. I've seen you let other people miss the bus.
Maybe I just like the rain.
I am Kenta, by the way. I thought you should know who you are always waiting for.
Her hands tightened on the wheel. For a split second, something raw flickered in her amber eyes.
Yuka. Just Yuka.
She knows my name, but she's never used it. And she said just Yuka, like that was all I deserved.
The barrier was up. Kenta felt he had pushed too far. But the question only grew louder. Kenta lay awake, staring at the ceiling. Yuka's guarded expression wouldn't leave him.
She's risking her job. If the transit authority finds out, she'll be penalized. She'll be penalized.
He opened his laptop and searched transit regulations late into the night. The rules were merciless. Any unscheduled delay exceeding 2 minutes requires written justification.
She's been delaying 6 minutes every night. That's a direct violation.
A first offense meant a warning. A second could mean suspension. A third meant termination. And the driver would have no recourse.
I can't let that happen. Not because of me.
An idea formed. An anonymous report. But not to blame her. To request a schedule adjustment for the last bus.
If the route is officially changed, she won't be at fault for waiting.
By dawn, he had made up his mind. He would file the report tomorrow. That night, Kenta's shift piled up late. By the time he rushed out, the bus was already pulling away.
No. The bus is leaving early? Or am I that late?
He sprinted, lungs burning, rain soaking his jacket. The taillights grew larger as the bus slowed, then stopped. It idled there, motionless, for a full minute before the doors finally opened.
60 seconds. She waited an extra full minute for me. You waited again, but this time longer.
You looked like you were running. I can't leave someone stranded.
But the schedule. Won't you get in trouble for this?
It's fine. I can handle it.
She says it's fine, but the weight of her quiet defiance presses on me. I have to act before she's caught.
That night, Kenta opened his laptop. His fingers trembled over the keys as he began to type.
This isn't a complaint. It's a suggestion to extend the last bus time. A passenger safety measure.
The subject line read, Route 47. Late night schedule adjustment request. The 11:40 p.m. bus consistently departs 5 to 10 minutes late. To support passenger safety, we suggest an official later departure.
This will protect her. No one gets punished, just a schedule fix.
He hesitated for a long moment. Then, with a sharp click, he pressed send. The screen flashed. Your message has been submitted. The anonymous tip vanished into the system. There was no undoing it.
Did I just make a mistake? No, it's the right thing. It has to be.
He sat in the silence, the weight of what he'd done settling like a cold stone in his stomach. The next night, the bus pulled up at exactly 11:40, perfectly on time, not a second late.
She isn't waiting anymore. She's following the schedule exactly.
Yuka didn't look at him. Her face was pale, her posture rigid, as if bracing for impact.
What happened? Something is wrong. Yuka, is everything okay? You seem different tonight.
Nothing's wrong. Just a long day.
But her voice was hollow, and she turned away before he could say more.
This is because of my report. They must have warned her. I did this.
The weight in his chest grew heavier each night. He had meant to help, but now she was hurting.
I don't know how to undo it. All I can do is watch her suffer in silence.
Kenta waited near the bus stop, hoping to catch Yuka's expression before she saw him. But nearby, 2 transit employees in uniform were talking in low, urgent voices. Route 47, the night shift. She was always waiting. Got a formal warning yesterday. The words struck like a hammer.
Route 47, that's her. My report. It triggered a formal warning.
He stumbled home, his mind racing. He had to undo this before it was too late. With shaking hands, he dialed the transit authority's number.
I need to withdraw a report I filed. It was a mistake. I am the one who called about Route 47.
The voice on the line replied coldly, The investigation cannot be halted. If the driver violated protocol, disciplinary action will proceed.
I am the reason she's in trouble. Her job, her life, I put it all at risk.
He imagined her opening the official warning letter, her amber eyes filling with the weight of betrayal. On the long walk home, Kenta took a detour along the highway. The rain had stopped, leaving a cold, glistening quiet. A small roadside memorial caught his eye. Fresh flowers, a handwritten note, and a photograph of a smiling young man. The name on the card read, Ryo Tanaka. Died 2 years ago on this stretch of road.
A highway accident. But why here? This isn't a crossing.
Later, in his apartment, he searched online. The first result was a news article. Pedestrian fatality on Route 47. The victim, a 27-year-old man, had missed the last bus of the night and attempted to walk home along the highway. He was struck by a vehicle and pronounced dead at the scene.
Route 47. The same route. The last bus. It can't be a coincidence.
The article mentioned a transit safety review was conducted after the incident, but the route schedule remained unchanged.
Yuka. She's not just waiting for me. She's haunted by something. But what?
A cold certainty settled in his chest. He had to talk to her, but first he needed to understand the whole truth. He searched transit forums late into the night, looking for any mention of driver changes on Route 47 after the accident. A 2-year-old post caught his eye. The new night driver started right after that pedestrian death. She never misses a stop now.
2 years. The same length of time Yuka's been driving that bus. Right after Ryo's accident.
The timeline aligned with brutal precision. The accident, the route change, the waiting.
She must have known him. Maybe a friend, a co-worker, or more. That's why she waits. And I sent that report. I threw her trauma back in her face.
The guilt he felt before was nothing compared to this. He'd hurt a woman already carrying a terrible weight.
I can't avoid her forever. I need to know the full story, but I am afraid of what I'll find.
For 2 nights, he stood at the bus stop, but couldn't force his legs onto the bus.
I'll find a way, but first I have to see her again. No more hiding.
That night, a new thought lodged in his mind. If he disappeared, she wouldn't have to risk herself for him.
The best way to protect her is to stop being a reason for her to wait.
He stopped taking the bus. Instead, he walked the long way home, through empty industrial streets and underpasses.
I can hear the bus behind me. She doesn't even know I am here.
From the shadows, he watched the bus glide past his usual stop. Yuka's silhouette leaned forward, scanning. Her expression, caught in the windshield's reflection, was one of quiet confusion and something deeper.
She's looking for me. This is worse than I thought.
Night after night, he trudged the dark miles. The bus always passed, and Yuka always slowed at the empty stop.
This is protecting her. She's safe now. Then why does it feel like I am making everything worse?
At the route's end, Yuka sat motionless for 1 long minute, staring into the empty night before pulling away. A week after, he'd started avoiding the bus. Kenta saw Yuka standing at the stop, outside the bus, raincoat over her uniform, scanning the street with frantic eyes.
She's out of the bus. She never leaves the bus. Something is really wrong.
He stepped out of the shadows, guilt heavy in his chest. Yuka's head snapped toward him.
Why haven't you been taking the bus? I've been so worried.
I didn't want to cause you any more trouble, I thought. If I wasn't there, you wouldn't have to wait.
Trouble? I was terrified something had happened to you. You can't just disappear.
Her voice cracked, and in the streetlight, Kenta saw the glistening tracks of tears down her cheeks.
She cried. For me, I am an idiot. I made everything worse. I am sorry. I'll get on tonight. I won't disappear again.
He followed her onto the bus, the door closing with a soft hiss. Her shoulders still shook.
Yuka, please, I have to ask. Why do you really wait? I know about the accident 2 years ago.
Her hands froze on the wheel. A tremor ran up her arms, the leather steering wheel cover squeaking under her grip.
How do you know about that?
She didn't wait for an answer. With a choked breath, she pulled the bus off the road and killed the engine. Silence swallowed the cabin. The only light came from a distant street lamp, carving shadows across her face.
I never told anyone why I took this route. I thought if I just did my job, no one would ask.
I saw the memorial, Ryo Tanaka, and the article about the accident. You knew him, didn't you?
A single tear escaped, trailing down her cheek. She didn't wipe it away.
Ryo was my younger brother.
The words hung in the air like a held breath. Then, slowly, she began to speak.
He worked late at a convenience store. Every night, he'd catch the last bus home. Same route, same stop. He always texted me when he got off work. I knew his schedule by heart.
But one night, his shift ran late. By the time he reached the stop, the bus was already pulling away.
He called me, breathing hard. I told him to wait. I said there might be another bus, but there wasn't. It was the last one, so he decided to walk. I stayed on the phone with him. I heard the car, and then nothing.
Her voice shattered. She pressed a gloved hand to her mouth, unable to continue.
The weight of her story crushes me. She carries this every night.
Tears streamed down Yuka's face, years of guilt finally breaking through.
And I made it worse. I can't undo that, but I can listen.
After he died, I quit my office job. I couldn't sit in a quiet room while other people's brothers walked dark highways. I became a driver. I requested this exact route. I wait every night, just a few minutes, for anyone, but you. You walk the same way he did. You have the same tired look, the same quiet thank you when you get off. When I first saw you, it was like seeing Ryo again. If I could get you home, maybe some part of him would still be safe. I know it's strange. You probably think I'm crazy for waiting every night. I'm sorry.
She sees him in me. That's why she waited. I am not just a passenger. I am a ghost of her brother. And I filed that report. I broke the one thing she had left.
The silence between them grew thick. Kenta's throat tightened as he tried to find words.
Yuka, I have to tell you something. Something I did.
The confession trembled on his lips. He knew once it was out, nothing would ever be the same.
I was the one who filed the report. I thought I was helping. I didn't know your story.
I already knew. They told me an anonymous passenger reported the delays. I guessed it was you. I know you didn't mean to hurt me. You are too much like him to be cruel.
She knew all along, and she still forgives me. I'll fix this. I'll tell them the truth, that you wait because you care. They have to understand.
Just promise me you won't disappear again. That's all I need.
Kenta nodded, unable to speak. Silently, he took the seat closest to her. They didn't embrace, didn't say more, but something had shifted. The distance between driver and passenger was gone.
I'll make this right, not for my guilt, but for her and for Ryo.
Outside the bus, the rain had stopped. The night was still, but no longer empty. The next morning, Kenta sat at his desk with a stack of paper. This letter had to be perfect. He wrote, "I am retracting my complaint. The driver's actions were not negligence, but compassion informed by personal tragedy."
This is just the start. She needs voices, not just mine.
He sent the draft to Yuka, asking permission to share her story. Her reply came within minutes. Yuka's message read, "Use whatever words feel true. I trust you, Kenta." That afternoon, he set up a small table at the convenience store, a petition for the bus driver who always waited.
So many people remember her. They never knew her name, but they knew her kindness.
The signatures piled up. Late-night workers, shift supervisors, even passengers who had been left behind but understood. He submitted the thick envelope at the Transit Authority office. The clerk stamped it for review.
Please let this be enough.
A week later, the Transit Authority summoned Yuka and Kenta to a formal conference room. The supervisor placed the thick petition on the table and looked at Kenta.
I was wrong to report her. She waits because she lost her brother on this exact route. She waits to save lives.
He told them everything, but I didn't expect. Strangers signing for me.
Yuka's eyes filled with tears as the supervisor read aloud from the passenger testimonials. The supervisor's stern expression softened as he set down the paper. "Miss Tanaka, we were already leaning toward leniency after reviewing the route data. Your waiting has likely prevented multiple incidents. Given this petition, we are waiving the penalty. Your judgment is recognized."
Thank you. I thought I was alone in this.
Kenta exhaled a breath. He didn't know he'd been holding. For the first time, the future seemed possible. Furthermore, the supervisor continued, "We'd like you to become a route trainer. You'll teach new drivers your wait for stragglers protocol as standard practice."
A trainer? After everything, you want me to teach this?
The supervisor smiled. "Your empathy has already saved lives. Now you can ensure others do the same."
I never thought my brother's memory could lead to something like this. Ryo, we did it.
She's not just a driver anymore. She's a legacy, and I almost destroyed that.
They rode the bus together that evening, not as driver and passenger, but as two people who had saved each other.
Kenta, thank you for not giving up on me.
You never needed fixing. You just needed someone to see the truth.
That night, Route 47 waited a little longer. not because of guilt, but because of a rule that would soon be taught to every new driver. And in the driver's seat, Yuka finally allowed herself to smile. Now Kenta catches the 11:20 bus. He doesn't need to worry her anymore.
She's not searching for me in the shadows. That's all I needed.
Sometimes he sees her driving another route, a trainee beside her. Their eyes meet through the glass.
A quick wave, a flash of headlights. It says everything.
The wait for stragglers rule becomes her signature. New drivers learn to idle 5 extra minutes. Kenta sees it everywhere now. Buses waiting at stops that used to be empty.
Rio didn't make it, but because of Yuka, others will.
Some nights he visits the roadside memorial, just to leave a flower.
She turned loss into a reason to wait. The world is safer for it.
Far away, the last bus of the night pulls up to a stop. The doors open. 5 minutes. Always. One rainy night, Kenta stood at a stop across town, watching a different bus approach through the mist. A stranger sprinted, coat flapping. The bus didn't pull away. It waited. 5 extra minutes, as if programmed.
She taught them that. Her brother didn't get a wait, but now others will.
Later, he found himself at the roadside memorial, now overflowing with fresh flowers left by fellow drivers. Rio's photograph smiled softly from among the petals, as if he knew the legacy his sister had built.
Thank you, Yuka. And you too, Rio.
He whispered it, then stood. The rain began to lighten, soft as a promise. Across the city, another last bus idled at a stop. Doors open. Rain on the windshield. Some kindnesses aren't measured in minutes. They're measured in the lives they save. The night bus always waits 5 extra minutes. And now, the city knows why.